Hey everybody, Jillian here with a brand new process video for Revival Camp 2018. Today I'm going to be working on Kristen's devotional route, or route, whichever way you choose to say that. And I'm giving you a look here at some things I pulled to use. So I have these cork stickers from Studio Calico, the die cuts from the kit, a paint card, and a 3x4 card from a Shauna Klingerman Print and Pray set. This scripted phrase from Brianna's set from last month, and then a couple more die cut pieces. So, and I also plan to use the 4x6 stamp set from this month's kit because I've been using those layered badge stickers for every single entry in my Traveler's Notebook so far. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've already prepped my pages for today. I've been doing the same thing for each entry. This is number 6 so far, and there's a process video for each one. I've got them all linked below in the video description if you want to check that out. And so I'm doing what I've been doing, first starting off with stamping one of the layered badges in a color that coordinates with the color scheme that I want to focus on for this entry. And so for today, I chose a light pink dye ink from Studio Calico. So I just do my stamping on a scrap piece of white cardstock and then fussy cut out the stamp and use it as if it were a die cut piece. Now this card is from Shauna Klingerman's set that released in July, and I'll put the name at the bottom of the screen because I don't remember it. It is a 3x4 card, but I wanted to make it a bit smaller, so I trimmed off the edges, and then I'm going to layer that on top of this pink paint card. I also remembered that I had this vintage map that I wanted to use. I got this from at our Illustrated Faith staff retreat in Kansas and chose South Dakota since I have relatives from there. So I want to go ahead and add a bit of this map piece to my page. The colors don't exactly go with what I've pulled, but I'll figure out a way around it. So in Kristen's devotional, it's lovely, just like she is. And I can just totally picture like what she describes in her Devo. If you want to read it, I'll go ahead and link it in the video description below also. She references Psalm 143:8, where it says, "Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life." And she talks about GPS and just a whole bunch of things. And so once you read her devotional, the things I pulled from the things I pulled for this entry will kind of make sense, like that pretzel up there in the car. So this entry is really just about layering different pieces. This took me less than 30 minutes to do. And I realized I was starting to go back and forth with what I wanted to use where, and when that happens, I just decide to go ahead and start gluing things down. Now I've got this bin here that I've been keeping just things I've pulled from my stash to use for Revival Camp. Much of it was shared on my blog with the first Revival Camp kit. I haven't added much to it. So I'm just looking through here to see what I have handy that I know will go with the kit. So I pulled out these little wooden alphabet stamps from Hobby Lobby. I've got a pack of paper die cut pieces here from Studio Calico, and they have similar colors and are adventure or travel themed. So I thought those would be a great addition to the page. I pulled out that manila tag, and that's what I'm going to use to put my journaling on today. And then I pulled out a couple extra washi rolls. The green washi from last month's kit, the pink one from this month's kit, and then a grid washi that I just had in my stash. So since I've got that red car down on the bottom, I wanted to bring a little more red into the page and decided to go ahead and layer this piece up at the top with the layered badge stamp. So with this plan, I'm just going to get everything glued down, and I'm trying not to put glue where I want to tuck that manila tag in, but I do, and so I'm going to have to trim it down a little bit to be able to use it and to get it to slip in and out of there easily. In her devotional, she says, "I love road trips and hikes, but I'm never the one in charge of the map. Snack planner? Yes, put me in charge of that." And so that's what made me think about including this little pretzel from the Delight in His Day collection that Elaine Davis designed. So I trimmed off the excess like I normally do. I let a lot of things hang over the edge and then thought, hey, maybe I should take this little scrap of the map paper and just put it across the top, and I'm glad that I did that. Then I'm thinking, you know, what else could I use to kind of bulk up this cluster up at the top? And I'll use one of these cork arrows from Studio Calico. Now I'm going to use these little wooden alpha stamps to stamp down the reference. I'm not sure what it is, the sponginess of the ink pad, or maybe I just applied too much pressure to the stamp when I inked it, but I got the edges of this stamp too, and normally that wouldn't bother me. I like the messy look with these stamps, but it happened on every single stamp almost, and so it's a really messy stamp job. And unfortunately there aren't numbers included in that set, so I'm just going to handwrite in the 143 for the reference, and then add the heart stamp because I had a little bit of like empty space on the bottom there. Now I remembered I wanted to bring in some darker pink to this entry, and decided to go ahead and use this little like washi type stamp, and so it's just a strip of polka dots and it's really fun. So I'm gonna move some things around, mask some things that I already have on the page so that I can stamp these pink dots on there. And I'm just using a pink Faber-Castell brush in Pink Madder Lake to get that color on the page. Now I had some of these paper pieces moving around a little bit, and I could totally see them coming off because I've manipulated them so much. So I'm going to take my Tim Holtz tiny attacher and staple a few things down to make sure that they don't go anywhere. And next I'll start working on my tag. I'm just going to write out the whole verse. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life. And what a thing to declare, right, to the Lord. I don't know about you, but sometimes it's easy for me to think that I am self-sufficient when the reality is I depend on Him for absolutely everything. So it was really important for me to take this opportunity to kind of declare my dependence on Him. Of course, He already knows, but it's good to remind myself also. Next, I'm going to take the Studio Calico Mega Date Stamp and stamp the date on the bottom of the page. It's looking pretty much done here. I'm going to reinforce some areas with glue, stamp one more pink line of dots down underneath that pretzel to bring the pink in 3 places. And that's going to do it. You'll see in the final images here that I added a couple of enamel hearts just to bring some extra color to the page. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. Be sure to check out the Revival Camp devotional kit at the affiliate link listed below. We've got a handy dandy coupon code down there if you want to use it too. And I'll see you next time.